Welcome back. Today we're looking at an anvil replacer. Just imagine that this is your workstation. You have an anvil, crafting table, a smithing table. And what happens? Well, your anvil might run out. So I got one with an observer which detects when this anvil breaks. And if it does, then it will refill it. So how does that work? Well, the anvil for the observer has three states. If I look at the anvil, I have a anvil, a chipped anvil, and a damaged anvil. So these are the three states. So we have those three states, and then we also need to look for the update when it's broken. So in total, that are 4 updates. So let me simulate that by breaking it manually. So state 1's already here. It's the not broken one. So then we have 2 is the chipped one, 3 is the damaged one, and then 4 is simulating that it breaks. And now a new anvil will fall in from the sky. And that's a very nice system in theory, but we have one problem. We have 4 items here, 3 in the dropper and 1 in the hopper. One item is already in the hopper because we placed the anvil back. So let me do that again and try to show you the issue. So like you can see, sometimes we have the issue where a already chipped anvil is falling from the sky. And this might happen because when an anvil falls, it can randomly take damage, like you can see here. And we have a very small drop, which is only 3 blocks high, but sometimes it might turn into a chipped anvil. And now we're already at the second state, while the dropper is still on the first state. So this means that the system won't work because right now the anvil might break. So let me simulate that. So now it's broken because it was already at the second state, but the dropper thinks we still need one more iteration. I couldn't really find a way to stop the anvils from breaking when fallen. So in this version, we just have a manual one. You hit the button and a new anvil will appear. And like you can see, this is a chipped one. Sometimes they do land in their unbroken state. So the system behind this is very simple, 2 parts. The orange one is the same as the one on the other side. This retracts the block very quickly, puts it back just in time so that one anvil can go through and not more than one. And the bottom part is also very simple. This will keep track of the amount of changes the observer saw. So we have the first one falling, the second one chipped, third one damaged, and the fourth state is that it's completely removed. So that's why we have 4 items. So this comparator is looking at the dropper and seeing if it has any items. If it does, then this torch will turn on, meaning that torch will turn off, and that torch is blocking the hopper. When the hopper is unblocked, the items can flow back into the dropper. And then we have this very simple pulse extender, so it's just a little bit a longer signal. Because if we would not add this in, it means that torch would go on instantly after the first item is back in the dropper. So like you can see, I took the items out, so this one is empty right now. This torch turns on, which means this torch is off, and if I place the items in here right now, they can flow back just in time. So when that happens, this torch pillar is towered, and then this little system is activated. So what does this do? Well, we have a 1-tick pulse thing running into a 2-tick repeater, 3-tick, sorry. And this is just the perfect time for the observer to first fire out the piston, take the block, and then for the piston to put the block back. So let me show this to you from the top perspective. Takes the block and puts it back at a very fast pace. So the exact same thing is happening here. The only difference is that there's a button in the ceiling, and that's powering this line, which does the exact same thing as that one. So the anvil is pretty unique, as this is the only crafting bench or thing you interact with which will actually break after usage. So I couldn't really think of any other application for this little machine other than anvils. But this is a pretty cool one. So if you're building this variant with the auto detector, it's a very good choice because it's fully automatic. There's this little problem which happens occasionally. It doesn't happen every time. Sometimes I get 10 straight anvils, and sometimes I get 2 chipped anvils. So thanks for watching. That was the anvil replacer. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Bye.